I want you to turn to your partner and I want you to go over question 2 with your partner.
Ify Anabo and Andrea Accardi are teaching these 6th graders math and ELA at Baychester Middle School in the Bronx. They're both TNTP teaching fellows in this urban school where 95% of the students are African American or Hispanic. TNTP's goal is to give poor and minority students equal access to effective teachers by training professionals who don't have traditional educational backgrounds to be teachers. Ariela Rozman, its CEO, and Tim Daly, its president, lead the charge.
TNTP's mission is to ensure that all kids have excellent teachers. We believe we're never going to be able to close the achievement gap unless we can ensure that every child is getting a teacher or instruction that can advance them at least 1 year of learning every year.
Just because you come from a community that is economically disadvantaged does not mean that you should be challenged any less than a student who comes from the wealthiest communities.
There are very few organizations, and certainly few organizational leaders, that are willing to do the right thing, and Adi and Tim are exactly those kind of leaders. They're absolutely committed to making a difference for kids, especially poor kids and kids of color. And nothing stops them in their effort to do just that.
I love the participation I'm getting from this side of the room. I want to see more participation over here.
Founded in 1997 as the New Teacher Project, TNTP has 350 staff members and works in 200 districts throughout the country. It has recruited, trained, or placed roughly 49,000 new teachers, mainly through its Teaching Fellows program and its TNTP Academy. Over 9,000 of them work in the New York City school system, with a quarter of the city's math teachers and a fifth of its science and special ed teachers coming from its ranks.
Today, for your Do Now, you're going to write about a time you were new in class or you were new to a different town.
You see someone who is incredibly passionate about the subject that they're teaching, and they bring in a lot of their experiences from their own life into the classroom. I also think that the teaching fellows I've seen have a really good rapport with students.
Show of thumbs, who's kind of starting to understand the word sequence, how we go from start to finish?
I think they bring a fresh perspective, a lot of determination, and there's a lot of gotta pick yourself up, come back the next day and try it again.
Push yourself a little further. Good? Go.
But just filling teaching positions hasn't been enough. TNTP has also been questioning the status quo by publishing papers like their Widget Effect report, pointing out roadblocks to success they've observed in various school districts. And they've worked at improving teacher evaluation systems, developing school leadership, and advancing comprehensive reform. And that's not all.
You mentioned that like one side of the room the participation was great, you weren't hearing much from the other side of the room, and then the other side of the room they were answering the next like 5 questions. So you get the results that you want because of that momentum.
When we recruit teachers, we do something that almost no other preparation program in the country does, which is that we evaluate our own teachers during their first years in the classroom, and if they don't perform in the classroom at a high level, we refuse to certify them.
We hear from kids in classrooms when we either go observe classrooms or talk to kids that this teacher is so different than the others. She really believes we can do this.
The kids are the same in so many ways everywhere. They all have big dreams, and when you see a teacher who can pave the way for a better life for students, and when the students know that the teacher can do that for them, you're witnessing a miracle.
Saying equal access to education is a far cry from ensuring that every child is actually educated and getting a quality education, and that's where we are now, and we have a long ways to go before we actually can say we've achieved that.
Andy, who else?